Jamaica manufacturers seek to find new markets other than the United States. Two additional suspects arrested in the $47.5 million phishing scam at the National Commercial Bank. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Richard Pandoe, CEO of Separate Group, believes that Jamaica manufacturers will be forced to seek new markets in response to tariff imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Jamaica is among many countries, including those in CARICOM, that have been hit with a 10% tariff on exports to the U.S., and they are concerned that Jamaica exports could become too expensive for its customers in the U.S. The Jamaican government, in its first response to the announcement by Donald Trump, has appealed for patience as it seeks clarity on the new tariff regime. And in a post on X on Thursday, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith said the government was obtaining the requisite technical documentation to ensure accuracy of details and appropriate analysis. Jesse James Clark, Jr. Shadow Spokesman on Health and Wellness for the People's National Party, is demanding an apology from the National Water Commission for what he maintains was misleading information given to the public about the quality of water in Kingston and St. Andrew. Mr. Clark declared last month that the water provided by the NWC in Kingston and St. Andrew was unsafe and should be boiled before consumption. But the NWC rejected the claim and lied, declaring that its operations meet the highest quality and standards. A subsequent water quality assurance report from the Commission showed that water serving communities in rural areas in St. Andrew was contaminated and that the report from the National Water Commission was not truthful. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA has arrested two additional suspects in connection with the $47.5 million phishing scam targeting National Commercial Bank. The latest individuals taken into custody are a 25-year-old man from Cassava Peace, Kingston, and a 25-year-old woman from Gregory Park in Portmore in St. Catherine. Law enforcement officials detained the man earlier Thursday at his residence, while the woman was arrested on Wednesday at her home in Gregory Park. With these arrests, the total number of individuals detained in relation to the cybercrime now stands at 14. The phishing scam, which took place between April and June of 2022, involved an organized crime syndicate that illegally accessed 16 NCB accounts and transferred over $47 million to various beneficiaries' accounts. Simeon Ramsey, the teacher who pleaded guilty to manslaughter arising from the killing of his parents in Portmore and St. Catherine 3 years ago, has been sentenced to 7 years imprisonment on each count. His parents, 69-year-old Cecil Ramsey, a minister of religion, and 55-year-old Phyllis Ramsey, former vice principal of St. Andrew Prep School, were killed on February 4th of 2022. Ramsey visited the home of his parents in Christian Meadows, Portmore and St. Catherine, where he used a knife to stab both of them to death. He then drove away in his mother's Toyota motor car, which he crashed in Dunbeholden, St. Catherine. He was held and subsequently charged with murder. Ramsey reportedly suffers from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, and his attorney Tom Tavares Finson told the court that the social inquiry and the community report all show that Ramsey acted out of character. Justice Bertram Morrison said he agreed that due to his mental state at the time, which was reflected in the psychiatric reports plus the 3 years spent in jail, was reasonable to impose the 7-year sentence. The judge also warned that Ramsey must take his medication during his incarceration, so he'll be probably out in 4 years. A security guard accused of facilitating a late-night warehouse robbery was remanded in custody after appearing in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday. According to the prosecution, the guard was on duty at a business premises when a vehicle was permitted entry around 11 p.m. The occupants of the vehicle allegedly proceeded to steal items from the warehouse. The court heard that CCTV footage reportedly shows Livingston on duty at the time of the theft, and he was therefore taken into custody. Attempting to secure bail for the accused, His attorney argued that another female guard was on duty and had been the one to grant access to the alleged thieves while Livingston was performing other duties. The attorney also argued that the CCTV footage was blurry. Currently, it is said that the female security guard cannot be located, but when questioned, Livingston chose to remain silent. Judge Burrell then queried why he would not have used the first opportunity to defend himself from the accusations. Further evidence later emerged in court showing additional security footage from the gate, which allegedly depicts Livingston opening the gate to let the robbers inside. And Judge Burrell refused to hear a bail application in that court session, and the accused was therefore remanded in custody. Onto sports with the battle for playoff spot intensifying. Tivoli Gardens held defending champions Cavalier to a 1-all draw in their Rio Nevio Premier League encounter at the Edward Seaga Sports Complex last night. Tivoli opened the scoring in the 43rd minute before Cavalier found the equalizer in the 88th minute through Shaquille Stein to earn a share of the point. And the result meant that Tivoli remains in 6th place on 47 while Cavalier stayed in 5th. Humble Lions meantime are just above the relegation zone in 12th place, surprise second place Arnett Gardens 3-1 at the Effortsville Community Center, while 9th place Chapelton Maroons clip hosts and 10th place Dunbehold 1-0 courtesy of a Nathaniel Ho 53rd minute strike. And in a late kickoff, host Waterhouse and 3rd place Montego Bay United played to a 1-all draw. And it's going to be interesting this weekend as the battle for the final 6th place continues. That's going to be news and sports. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.